Recently jobless, you are thrust into a new career as a traveler, attempting to complete jobs for a Neo corporation. In the world of Forever Splicer, will you be the one to survive? During the game, you'll be attempting multiple jobs with the goal of collecting enough circuits to satisfy your Neo corporation. As you play, the jobs you take part in will evolve, your traveler will evolve, and the overarching goals of the world itself will evolve. Let's take an abbreviated look at the game. As you can see on the green traveler card, the player has just started a new game and has named their traveler and drawn an image representing the traveler, since the traveler they chose was not yet named. You can see on the bottom of the card that this traveler currently has 3 power and 2 life points. We now need the traveler to collect at least 3 circuits from job cards before they lose all of their life points. The player shuffles the job cards and draws the top one. In the Firewall version 2.59 job, the traveler must fight an agent. Additionally, the agent will have +1 power for this job. We search through the adversary deck and find the agent, which has 4 power. Before we continue, we look at the additional clauses on the job card. In this case, our traveler does not have the slipstream or shade stats, so none of the penalties are applied to the agent. This means the agent will have 5 power for this job, 4 base power plus 1 additional power. Also of note is that unless otherwise specified, adversaries always have just 1 life point. So now we shuffle the number deck and draw a card for the traveler. We got a 4. We add this 4 to our traveler's power of 3, giving us 7. Next, we draw a card for the agent. We got a 6. We add this 6 to the agent's power of 5, which gives us 11. The agent beat the traveler this round, so the traveler loses 1 life point, leaving them with only 1 more life point. Quick side note, travelers win all ties unless the hack or overhack keywords are present. At this point, we would reshuffle the number of cards and draw again for the traveler and for the agent. Let's say that this time the traveler is successful and beats the agent. First, we collect the card to keep track of the number of circuits we've collected. Next, seeing that there are still enhancements available on this job, we would shuffle and draw a number card. We keep drawing number cards until we get a number from 1 to 6, which has not yet been activated or crossed out. We drew a 3, so we will fill in that enhancement on the card. In this example, the next time this job is attempted, the agent would now have 2 life points instead of just 1. We now get to select one other enhancement of our choice to cross out, meaning it will never be able to be used in the future for this job. We choose to cross out enhancement number 1. We now have 2 circuits, but that isn't quite at our goal of 3, so we draw and attempt another job. It looks like we got the Rigged Credit Coach job. Our instructions for this job are to draw a number card, so we shuffle that deck and draw a card. It looks like we got a 6. This means that we will need to fight 1 adversary. We shuffle the adversary deck and draw the top card. We got the bot. From this point on, the player would proceed just like in the last job, battling the bot until it is defeated, or the traveler loses all their life points. If the traveler wins, the player would again enhance the job card and then collect it to keep track of their circuits. Between the 2 jobs we've completed, we now have enough circuits to take on a final mission. We shuffle the final mission deck if it has not yet been shuffled, and then draw the top card. In order to win the game, we will need to complete all instructions on this card without losing all of our life points. We won't do any final missions here in order to keep them a surprise. With the game being over, it's time to enhance our traveler. Let's first assume that we've beaten the final mission. First, we would look to see if there are any empty level boxes left on the traveler. The traveler can only be enhanced if there are level boxes left. In this case, we will fill in a level box. Then, since we've won, we get to select one of the enhancements available on this traveler and fill in its border, indicating that it is active from now on. Good job. Now, let's assume that we've lost our previous game. Like before, we would look to see if there are any empty level boxes left on the Traveler. The Traveler can only be enhanced if there are level boxes left. In this case, we will fill in a level box. Then, since we've lost, we get to boost this Traveler's stats by 2, either 2 extra power, 2 extra life points, or 1 power and 1 life point. And finally, we will have to cross out one of the Traveler's enhancements, signaling that it can no longer be picked at any point in the future for this Traveler. Our last endgame step is to take a look at our current campaign. In the beginning of the game, players will be attempting the Rise campaign. As can be seen on the card, we will either mark a box for a win or a loss depending on our last game, from the left to the right. If there is a milestone number above the box we mark, we look to the bottom of the card and follow the directions listed for that milestone. And that's a wrap. At this point, you can shuffle all appropriate cards back into their decks, and choose to play again with the same or a different Traveler. Once you know how to play, games should take no longer than 15 minutes. Your ultimate goal is to reach the 4th and final campaign, and then attempt to complete it. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and are ready to experience the world of Forever Splicer.